I'm Gavin Sutherland. I work in Underground Solu'shn. This is the shop. So I've been working in Underground Solu'shn for a depressingly long amount of time. When I was coming in here as a customer, when I still had hair and youth, I asked for a job one day and they said, "Sure, you seem crazy enough to work here and knowledgeable enough." Although I didn't have a clue at that point, but I'd slowly sort of picked up the ropes over the years, and here I am still. My average day in here differs: ordering records, selling records, tasting records and smelling records. Just records. We sell a lot of equipment as well, so it's more than just dealing with vinyl. We rely upon our regulars here. If it weren't for our regulars, I think most record shops would say the same. Actually, if it weren't for the regulars, then we'd be struggling. So we rely on dedicated music heads to keep us going, and that's what we are as well. Ultimately, we're kind of dedicated music addicts. I think the future for record shops is potentially quite healthy. If it's what you're seeing now is independents are thriving, whereas obviously the high street big retailers might be struggling for one reason or another. And that's a shame, because it might affect the way that people generally perceive record shops on the high street. You know, if there isn't a big retailer there, then a lot of people might forget about the existence of record shops. But what you are seeing now is a lot more independent shops opening up, often selling second hand, and people are opening them for the right reasons, I think, because they're passionate about it, and the people that are still buying are passionate about it. So those are the people that are kind of coming together and supporting days like this or shops like this. So in store on Record Store Day, we're mainly going to be selling lots of records, we hope, but we'll also be inviting various local producers, artists, promoters and so on to play selections of their favourite records or things they've just bought. Any particular releases I'm looking forward to? Things like Dinosaur L, Go Bang. For me, there's a great LP by a guy called Nanu-Nanu, which I'm hoping we've got or we're getting in. But I'm generally going to end up spending a lot of cash and trying not to admit it to my wife. As an event in itself, Record Store Day is just a great way to get more people aware of it that maybe weren't already aware of the existence of record shops in their neighbourhood. It's a lot of work for us, but I think it's worth it in the end, and it's just a very positive thing generally on the day. I think if we were able to clone ourselves, that would be the only realistic improvement that I think we could suggest. If we could clone ourselves so that there wouldn't be quite the amount of work that it is. Other than that, it's been going pretty good. I'm pretty confident for the future of a space where people can go to discover things in a physical format, and people still want that, and it's clear that it's never going to go away, as much as the fad of, well, not the fad, but the thrill of having downloads or all that online shopping. Once that initial wave of excitement around that has subsided, people will come back to physical formats. We're tactical creatures, so we like to hold things, we like to be able to pick them up, and it tells a story about the artist behind it, it tells a story about ourselves. You know, we can show it off to our friends when they come round to our houses in a way that you couldn't just all crowd around a computer screen or an iPod. It's not quite the same as, you know, having a piece of artwork to stare and look at. And you see all the classic albums that they're reissuing now is testament to how sellable these things still are, to nostalgists, people who were there the first time around, but also to the younger generations who weren't around to get it the first time. We sell a lot of these classic albums to kids whose parents probably weren't even alive when the Beatles were around. To them, it's just a cool format, and I can get very romantic about the nature of vinyl and the layout of the grooves, to me, kind of mimics nature, and the spiral formations you see in everything from beginning to end. You can see there's a beginning, there's a middle, there's the end, there's that track, you know. I think people get that, whether consciously or subconsciously. And I'm sure in years to come, new technologies will come along that try and replicate that, but this as a format has stood the test of time. You know, they've declared the death of vinyl many times over, and it's still here. For us, it's never gone away. It never will, frankly, until we all die.